Hi guys, my name is Villafire, and yeah, it's been a while. So I was formerly known as Magma, but I thought I'd rebrand and I thought I'd come back to YouTube. So I thought I'd kick it off with some top 5 with zombies. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. So coming in at number 5, we do actually in fact have the Annihilator. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, it's on a lot of maps, so surely it must be like at least somewhat good. Well, on the gameplay I'm showing you, it's on round 12, and I think the later gameplay I show you is something like round 25, 30. Well, the thing is, on the earlier rounds it's quite good, but once you get to those sort of, not high rounds, but sort of halfway up there, so 20, 25, 30, it's just terrible. Like, I'm on the catwalk strategy, I think, and once you get to that point, if you try and use it as compared to something that's like quite good, maybe a Drakon or a Haymaker, it's really, really bad and it can get you killed. And I think I do die on the gameplay, so, well, that's just a measure of how bad it actually is. Now, coming in at number 4, I do have the Gauntlet of Siegfried. Now, I've placed it here, which might be a shock to you, because, well, Gorod Krovi is quite a solid map, and I think most people would agree with me on that, and it's better than numerous other maps on Black Ops 3. I would say it's probably second after the Rising Track. But, besides the point, on those maps, their specialist weapons are usually pretty much absolutely needed. But on Gorod Krovi, it's not that needed because you have good weapons as well. You've got, well, it's on every other map, but Dingo and stuff like that, which obviously is useful, but not essential on some other maps with like Stormbow, etc. Doesn't matter. Anyway, with this, it's not that good because of well, it becomes obsolete eventually. You have the spray ability, which pretty much becomes obsolete after round 40, and on the early rounds the Manglers can be killed pretty much one punch, which is pretty good, but that's why I've put it lower, because it's not as essential. Coming in at number 3, we do actually have the Ragnaroks. Now, I think this is a fair rating because of its saving capabilities, and that's why I placed it above the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is pretty good, but it doesn't have any saving capabilities, at least not to my knowledge, especially not in solo. But with the Ragnaroks on solo, you can, if you're stuck in a corner on, say, round 70 and they're at the Bastion, then you're going to struggle to get out. But if you have the Ragnaroks and you place them down, rather than slamming them, you can really actually get yourself out. Even if you've got, like, a Haymaker in your hand, you're not going to get out of there. And if you Stormbow, it's difficult to switch to. So, with these Ragnaroks, if you place them down, you can get out. And I've done it numerous times, and that's why I placed them above. Honestly, I think they're quite good, and I probably should have put them in second, but it swings and roundabouts really, and I think it's fair where I've put them. Now, coming in at number 2, we have the Apothicon Sword and its upgrade. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, obviously we know what the first one is now, and I think this is actually quite a fair rating. Well, obviously it has its uses, and it has several uses, the main being the swishing, basically slashing and swishing, you know what I mean, and the second being when you point it forward and then it goes around and kills zombies, which is useful. But I think the best feature of it is the fact that while using the slashing, you can kill the Margwas pretty easily. Now, when you're using the 5 and 5 strat to get to a high round, it's definitely useful. I had a lot of fun actually collecting the gameplay for this, and that's why I put it in a second. However, obviously the first one I think is a lot more useful in a game normal game sense, if you will. But yeah, moving on into the first one, and you know what it is, there you go. Now, coming in at number 1, we have the Skull of Non-Software. Now, I know what you're thinking Zetsubo is not a great map. Now, I don't think it's that bad, but a lot of the community really does think it's really bad. However, the Skull is absolutely immense. Obviously, as you know, about 1 million Thrashers spawn per round, which is really, really annoying. But if you have the Skull, then it kills them in something like 2 or 3 seconds, even on like round 40, 50, which is really useful, especially when you're using something like the Mesamune, which actually is the wonder weapon, but it doesn't kill the Thrashers very well, and it has a low ammo count. So when you're using the Skull, I think it's the most practical of all of them, and that's why I've placed it so highly. Like I was saying earlier about the Gauntlet, a lot of the time, the reason that was lower is because it wasn't as necessary as the others. Now this is absolutely necessary if you want to do anything good on Zetsubo. I appreciate if you've made it this far in the video, and I'm going to thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like or subscribe, and I'll see you later for another video. See you!